Well, I'm coming for you.
R.I.P., R.I.P. to all the innocent lives. I hope these youngers wake up and they start seeing the light.
Yo, so you are live with Mar from TCS, and this is TCS Presents. I'm sitting here with Sean Cigar and Eric Kofi Abreu from Blue Story. Can we get a round of applause, please? Yo, so this is dope. So, sitting with you, man, talking from beforehand. So you, man, are the ops to Junior and Carly's.
Yes.
All right, cool. So, let's get into characters straight away. So, we got Switcher and Skits. What's the background for these characters in particular? How do we get into these characters?
Boy, like you're looking at like, these are like the generals, man. Like Switcher and Skits are like the generals, and like they're the elders, and Switcher's younger brother is Marco, who is good friends with Timmy, and that's how you get the whole kind of the rivalry.
Right,
Plays
okay.
out and stuff,
So Switcher and Skits, where are they from in particular?
Oh, they're from Peckham.
Still in character, you know?
Nah,
Cool.
yeah.
So you guys are the Peckham guys?
Yeah.
All right, so funny enough, you should say that actually. I wanted to know, how did you guys find getting into character with, you know, the characters that you guys play with Blue Story?
I think it was more so relating to people that I grew up with when I was younger, like watching how they used to act when they stood on like a corner representing a certain area, and how they would then look at people from different areas and how they then carried themselves in certain situations, especially where you have someone older that you look up to. What would that energy be like when you're around that person, when you're not with them, what your motive is. So I think that kind of helped me get into it and find my place as playing Skits.
Right, cool. And for you, Eric?
Yeah, man, just characters. Growing up, seeing certain, you know what I mean, certain guys on the road and stuff, and certain stories you hear, there were like little references for like certain like street legends, let's say, and so it was good to kind of get like their kind of characteristics, you know what I mean, what makes them kind of tick and stuff, and that was cool, and yeah, kind of just mashed that all together, and yeah,
Dope.
You get Switcher.
Dope. So for you guys aren't exactly new to the screen. You guys have played several roles before. Did this differentiate itself? What I should ask, what was the differentiating factors for this role from roles that you guys have previously worked on?
I think it was more the story, in the sense of what Blue Story touches on, is that it touches on the fact of why kids get into the situations they find themselves in, which I feel like the majority of jobs I've done, no disrespect to them, is that they didn't really dive into it as much as Blue Story did, like the reason why these kids are in these situations. We always like glamorize the fact that, you know, young kids are just holding guns and doing this and doing that, but we never really explore the reason of why they're there. And I feel like when I read the script, it was something that I wanted to be a part of. Obviously, if I got the job, but it was something I wanted to be a part of, in the sense of we need to show more of this so that everyone, not just, people within those backgrounds, everyone gets an understanding of why kids act the way they do that are born and raised in this environment.
That sounds like a powerful message.
Yeah.
Could you, I guess, touch on what that message is, expand on that, so let's dig a bit deeper into that. What is that journey, and what message is it portraying as to how kids get into this?
I think it's more the fact of, you know, we always we go about our day-to-day lives and never really look into what someone's been through. We always judge them by the first appearance that we see, but you don't know what that kid's family situation is. You don't know what that kid's, friend situation is, girlfriend situation, and things you'll find that in this film, which have led to certain good kids turning to go that way, are so different to what we would think that reason is. Do you know what I mean? And I can only really explain that without giving away too much, is that there's so many good kids that get put in these situations and just fall into that place without none of us trying to guide them and instantly just judging them and pointing our fingers and saying they're in the wrong, they should be doing better. But really and truthfully, us as a whole and us as a community and us as people should be helping each other to get each other out of those situations and not automatically pointing someone in the wrong direction. But of course, it's easier said than done. Do you know what I mean? But I hope this film just shows people that there are kids that need a helping hand, and we need to start making that decision to do that and not just watching it go by.
Definitely. Sounds like the film itself comes from an authentic place.
100%.
I mean, Eric, for you, what do you think the best way is to try and reach out to these kids in terms of early intervention and help them move away from the culture that the film clearly portrays?
Opportunity, man, because like if you talk to kids of like the same age, let's say in middle class kind of environment, during holidays and stuff, they got stuff to do. Do you know
Summer
what I mean?
camp.
Some summer camp, horse riding or something. Do you know what I mean? Something to keep them active and busy. Whereas like if from the get-go you're cutting off like budgets and funding and stuff for like youth clubs and do you know what I mean? And there's people on the ground who do stuff for the youths, but like, do you know what I mean? Their budgets and stuff are getting cut and stuff. What else are you gonna do with all that energy? You know what I mean? And even just like being at school sometimes, like you can always tell sometimes when like there's certain kids that just have bundles of energy, but they just don't know where to put it, and sometimes it just goes a bit left. Then they just get branded as a bad Jew, and you literally set up his whole life for failure. Do you know what I mean? And I hope they see all those things. Like these, we just put a little mirror up to society and be like, you see it? Do you recognize any of these people? And hopefully they do. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's also, you know, the fact of us as people within the industry, or just people in general, that we never really reach out and say, there's so many other choices you can make in life, just not that one. It's easier for us to just say it now because, you know, we're being interviewed about it, but I mean the actual getting up and doing it, there's not enough of us doing it. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like we just need to be more proactive in terms of helping the youth and helping any kid, not just in that environment, I mean just in general. You know, kids that are getting bullied and so forth, just trying to show them that it isn't always got to be that way, and there are other opportunities, and we've been blessed with the opportunity. What's the reason why we can't now pass that down? Do you know what I mean? And trying to offer that out instead of just glamorizing it and making songs to make these kids go and do this, in a sense of don't do that and show them the right way to do it so that they can then go chase and find their own dream. Do you know what I mean? More in a sense of that.
Before I get into my next question, I couldn't let you guys come in without doing something for you guys. So we had a chef come through and sponsor the show, right?
Okay.
So we have Mr. Chin's Kitchen come through and prepare some gourmet Caribbean food for you guys to do some tasters.
Okay.
Yeah? Mr. Chin, that ready? All right, cool. Can we get a round of applause for Mr. Chin's Kitchen?
Honestly, there's certain things I can't eat.
Let us know what we're working with.
So this is jerk chicken bao. So it's a creation that I kind of like developed. I used to go to a lot of food festivals, and bao was one of the things I liked. I thought, all right, let me try and like switch it up a bit, bring some of my flavors into like Asian cuisine, and yeah, it worked. Give it a try.
Okay. Do you know what? Unfortunately, I don't eat chicken.
You don't eat meat?
Yeah, I don't, yeah, man.
No, I'll have that, it's alright.
Like it looks
Alright,
amazing.
that's
Like
lovely.
this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, can we get that good? And you don't eat meat, so we'll put that down here
yeah,
for
man,
now.
you can deal with that. What's it saying? Bang.
It's got flavours. It's got pure flavours. No, hands off, bro. This is, oh wow.
Well, you want a second one for real? That's you.
That's coming home with me for sure.
Dope,
Can we get a
dope.
doggy bag or something? No, this is good, man. This is beautiful.
Dope. But so what I want to get into with you now for the next question, if I look at Switcher's character, what route does Switcher take in terms of guiding the youth throughout the film? Without giving too much away, obviously, because obviously we ain't seen nothing yet.
Look, man, like he loves his brother, innit? And he just feels like he's giving his brother the best advice he can possibly give, innit? In terms of what he knows in life.
Very articulately put. You're a politician. That's smooth, you know. I like that.
I work on diplomacy, man. No, yeah, man, like I mean, obviously, like if you watch it, you'll probably have your reservations about it, but
in terms of his character and how he goes about things.
And how he, but it's just, I guess there is a reason for it. Like, I can't hate Switcher, do you know what I mean? I like him personally, like I get him, kind of.
You have an understanding as to why he operates the way that he does.
Yeah. It's not saying it's right or wrong, but he's just another guy going through it. You know what I mean? Another human being going through it. So
I feel you. Is that the same for skits as well?
No. I think he's more just like growing up, he always just had that one kid that just didn't care. And his whole thing was to just back whatever his older would tell him to do and still trying to earn that whole stars and strap. But for me, his character was more, he is a lost soul, but he'll never show anyone it. I feel like he did, my own backstory that I created with myself was that he has got family problems, but he'll never let anyone know that. His whole thing is that when he leaves that, this is all that matters, is what's going on here. Do you know what I mean? And the amount of times we see that happen day-to-day basis where you leave your door and you ignore what's going on behind you. But the real fact is, I feel like to the youth, he will give good advice, but he's just never been put in that position to give that advice. His whole thing is to just do whatever he's told to do, or what he
Somewhat
feels
of a
needs to be
mercenary
done.
kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
and what he feels is necessarily has to be done at that time.
Nice. I feel like you two being here, particularly, are role models for the youth because you have taken a different path. How did you guys start that path, that journey? Because youth, as you mentioned, they find it hard to come across opportunity. What was the opportunity for you?
I was stood outside my local pub when I was 18 years old. I'm now 29, being a normal street kid, standing on, doing whatever we was doing. And a filmmaker at the time drove past our local pub and knew a mutual friend and said, who are the two mixed race boys that stand outside the pub, which was me and my older brother, Nick. And he then called us in for a casting for a film called Ill Manners. We then did that and got the part from literally standing on the corner of a street. And that's literally how it happened. And then from there, the casting woman was like, look, why don't you carry it on? I was like, nah, this ain't for me. I can't get down with all these cameras. And she was like, just try it. So she sent me for an audition, which was Top Boy, the first season, and got the part in that. And then I remember sitting down with my mum going, this is the only thing that's gone well in my life. And she said, well, why don't you follow it? And never looked back since. So it was an opportunity created by something we was doing wrong, but I then choose to go, do you know what? I either choose this life or I choose that. And I went with that.
I feel like within that story, a part that really hits with me is that conversation that you had with your mother.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of youth today, they don't have the opportunity to speak to their parents that openly and say, I feel like in my life a lot has gone wrong and this is the only thing going right. And to have that encouragement from a parental figure.
I feel like a lot of people, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a parent. I feel like, you've got a best friend in your life, you've got a girlfriend, you've got an older brother or a cousin. I feel like most people always have someone they can talk to about something emotional or something deep. So I feel like, maybe drop our pride that we're so driven on keeping when we're younger and just having those conversations. Do you know what I mean? We all go through shit. So it's about just realizing that and going, you know what? It don't matter. And I either want to change my life or I want to stick with it. And that's only down to you to make that decision, no one else.
Facts, I believe it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yo, no round of applause for that, no? That's dope. And Eric, for you, what about that journey for you? How did that come about?
I think I got into it through school. My school used to always do school plays and stuff. I didn't like auditioning because I didn't like rejection. So I just didn't bother, and then they just told me I was going to do this play, and I ended up doing it, and I just loved theatre, and I caught the acting bug, and then went to Brit school and stuff, and then I went to drama school, stayed 3 years in Cardiff, came out, then I just started.
Oof.
Yeah, man, I was there for 3 years. It's my second home now, man. I love it.
Dope.
Yeah, man. And then just been doing theatre and this since, man, and it's been fun.
That's dope.
You know what I
Persistence.
mean? Yeah,
sticking
man.
to it. And now you guys are sitting in the same place.
Yeah.
Crazy.
about to drop one of the biggest films to come out of the UK.
Well,
Crazy.
How does that feel? That's nuts.
we just want it to do well, because if it does well, we all can do well. Do you know what I mean? If this goes down, then it's we can actually, this is profitable. You see what I'm saying? And then we can give more opportunities to more film makers and storytellers.
Writers.
You know what I mean?
I feel like if once this does do well, it's not a question of if. I feel like it will do well, and I feel like once you then see that, the opportunities will open up for everyone to sit there and go, you know what, we had that mad story we wrote, but we never did nothing with, because it's now that time for you to go, wait, why don't we do it? Do you know what I mean? Stop being your own worst enemy and stopping yourself and just go and do it. And also just seeing how everyone came together on the set, where Raps only had 23 days or 28 days to shoot the film.
Something like that.
And how everyone was just so professional and so respectable of that. It just showed you a different level of class of what we could all become.
When everyone comes together and does
when
something
everyone
positive.
comes together, and just backs each other. Do you know what I mean? Like what you said, you run a thing on a family basis. It's like when that happens, you're only destined to win. Do you know what I mean? So if we all came together, how powerful that would be to be separate. Don't make no sense. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like this will make people start to go, you know what, let's be more proactive and change things. So yeah, fingers crossed, man.
Dope. Well, guys, I mean, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to sit down and chat to you.
This is dope.
Yeah, and I feel like that the message that you guys have to put out now is such a positive message, and I think it's the right time. It's not only the message itself, but the timing, I believe, is absolutely perfect. 100%. All eyes are on Blue Story right now. Where can everyone see that? When can that drop?
November the 22nd in all cinemas across the UK.
Cinemas.
Dope.
Pack
Grab
out,
those
pack
tickets,
it
take
out
your
that
mum,
weekend,
your
man.
auntie, everyone. Yeah,
Everybody.
That weekend.
Yo,
Ram up,
guys,
ram
can we
up.
get a round of applause? We've got Eric and Sil.
Love.
Yo, so you already know what it is. It's Marv TCS. This is TCS Presents, and we are covering Blue Story. I got Cali Best with me and Junior Salokin. Can we get a round of applause again, please? All right, cool. So, Killy and Madda, the characters in the show.
Yeah.
We just had your ops on.
Where?
Effectively. Whoa. Let's not get too much into character now.
Okay.
I think they left the building, but it's alright.
Alright,
You know what I mean?
cool. I'm good.
Now, the same thing I asked them on Ask You Man, getting into character. How did you find that?
Well, for me, getting into character was quick, but like I just like to put him in my body first. I like to get the character in my body. So once I can feel him in my body, then I can
Pause. You have to say pause.
Pause, brother.
Yeah, but
You said it the first time, I was like,
no, but it's like, you see, I'm all thinking, I'm all artistic, and you lot are all nasty. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm the problem.
It's coming back.
You get me? But anyway,
I'm the problem. It's the way I think of things.
once
You know?
the character, once I start to feel the character pause, yeah, then obviously, then I can start to put all the other layers on top of it. But that's how I start, character.
Dope. So, what's that process look like for you then?
Well, once the lines are in your head and like you understand like the realm that you're in, like you again, like I said, once you put it in your body, pause, you then begin to, you get to like, I don't know what words to say apart from, I want to say feel and like bare other words like that, but like, you know what I'm trying to say, like, but I'm joking, no, like differently. Yeah, once you got the character, like, once you got it done, you got it done.
I feel you. Junior, for you? Because acting is somewhat new to you, right? Your background in acting.
Yeah, it's very new to me. Yeah, very new to me. Like, in terms of anything big, obviously I was in a few of Rapman's music videos online, but that's nothing like a film. Do you know what I mean?
Movie. Full
being
blown.
in a film, it's crazy, do you know what I mean?
Nationwide
Crazy.
film.
But for
So,
me,
getting into character, how did that look for you?
obviously I'd already done a lot of like, not research, but like a lot of like rehearsals and practicing and having it down, different ways I was gonna do stuff and whatnot. But then, when you get to set and like, you just start putting on the character's clothes, like obviously you're playing that road, man, you know what I mean? And we're putting on like hoodies and puffer jackets and what's it called, body warmers and all that type of stuff. You just start getting into that, you know what I mean, that mode.
Have you seen my attire today?
Yeah,
exactly
like that.
I've got a hoodie, a puffer
But you got
jacket.
smart kicks on, so you know what I mean? If they were Air Forces,
Shout out
then,
TK Maxx.
you know what I mean? Yeah, you get it how you live, man, you know what I mean?
I feel you. So, Madda and Killy, what's their relationship in the film? How do you guys know each other in the film?
Boy, isn't it?
I feel like I'm Madda's like #1 soldier, like unsung #1 soldier.
He's like my unofficial younger in it. You know?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And you guys don't get along so well with Skits and Switcher.
Understatement. We don't get along so well. We hate them.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, bluntly put,
Yeah.
where does that stem from with the film? Obviously, without giving too much away once again, because we got to go watch that.
Just the opposition of the postcodes, like I'm sure they don't even know much, like, they don't even know much about each other's personal lives, but like, just the very fact that they are from Peckham and we're from the Lewisham Borough, that's more than enough.
It's obviously it's indoctrinated into their brains. People from here don't like people from there. Do you know what I mean? So in the film, you know what I mean, without giving away too much, you can just see that they hate each other. But seeing the reason why, you're gonna have to have a little look deeper your own self and see, you know what I mean, to make your own judgment. But there's no obvious reason this happened why they hate each other. You just know that these two gangs, they don't like each other. Yeah.
So for me, when I look at and listen to actors speak about how they go about their roles and things like that, when they talk about getting into that place where they hate someone that they're in front of on screen, off screen they're cool. They do a lot of research, they try and put themselves in certain environments to try and understand. How did you guys go about finding that place where you hate them enough to portray that on camera in a way that can be seen as realistic?
For me, I grew up in Deptford. You know, I grew up in this area for real, so the type of mentality that we had to play, I once had. So it was only just when you look back, you're like, "Bro, that was proper stupid of us." Like after a scene, you'll be like, "Bro, like we were dumb back in the day." Do you know what I mean? We were dumb. Like that seemed so stupid. But for the film purposes, it was just about remembering the things that you've been through in your own life. Do you know what I mean? And then just, you know, just bringing it to screen. You know what I mean? Bringing that experience with you. So, you know, when you see some like this film, there's nothing that looks too fake or fake at all in any way, because like most of the people that understand this setting, you know what I mean, this, you know, the roads, let's say, most people understand, even if they never came from it, you still understand, you still seen it about, you know what I mean, even the nicest guys, you know what I mean, they know what's going on, even if they're not involved, you know what I mean. So for us, or for me personally, obviously coming from there, I don't know about the rest of the guys, but for me it was just about bringing back past experiences and then just, you know, molding them to the situation at hand, you know.
Kelly, is that ring true with you
Yeah,
as well?
very similar, man. Just like, it's just about taking yourself back, like, to a time where that was an option for you, like in terms of your day-to-day going about. Do you know what I mean? And like in terms of like bringing it to the camera, to the screen, it's like there's a scene in particular I'm thinking about, but like that scene there, all I had to do to take myself there was just to literally forget the situation I was in, remember a certain feeling that I had, and allow myself to be in that place again, very momentarily. You know what I mean? And then until the camera's off, and then you let it go.
I'm with you. I'm interested. What scene is this in particular?
There's a few scenes in the film actually where my character in particular is very high in emotion, I would say.
I like the way you put that, you know.
But,
high in emotion. I'm going to use that when I'm pissed off at work. I'm feeling high in emotion.
It's highly emotional right now, that's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and again, like, it's just having to remember the professional setting that you're in, but then also like you're playing a character, and your character has to be a certain way. So you need to take yourself to that place, remember your perimeters and stuff like that, and then go there and then turn it off.
That's an art in itself. That's something that I personally feel like I can't do, to go back and find that place and then portray that, then come out of it like that as soon as the camera stopped rolling. So that's an art in itself. That's commendable.
Yeah, commendable.
Yeah.
These men could do it sick. These men could do it sick. For me, I understand what you're saying. So for me, it was like,
it's new for you.
Yeah, to be able to turn it off. Do you know
No,
what
but
I
the
mean?
thing is, you're never ever gonna be. You see, like the moment that you're remembering, you're never ever gonna be back in that time. It's never gonna feel the same. All you have to do is just remember how it felt. Do you know what I mean? So because it's never gonna be the same, you're thinking, yeah, no, but that day there, I would've. Do you know what I mean? But you're not there though, right now.
Yeah.
But you have to draw from it though. It's like experiences. You see what I'm trying to say?
That's dope advice for aspiring actors.
Thank you.
It really is. So from both of you, coming from that place in particular to where you are now is a massive shift. What did that journey look like for you in terms of turning your life around to be the person that you are today in one of the largest films to come out of the UK?
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I'm a good child. I don't know what anyone's talking about. Like, I'm a very, very good child. I went to school, went to drama school. You know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to know what I wanted to do from a young age, so I pursued that literally. But obviously, I grew in areas that had a lot of gang violence and so on and so forth. So you do learn a lot along the way, but yeah.
It's so easy to get roped into that though. I've seen so many
and
youth
films
now.
films like this definitely do like show how easy it is to get roped into a life that was never once for you. Do you know what I mean? Like films like this, like I think are important for the youth to see.
Definitely.
Just so that they understand that there are different paths that you can go down, and you shouldn't always necessarily choose the path that's most available to you.
When you see the film, you're gonna see the moral of the story. And then on top of that, you can say like the people in the film can be role models also. Do you know what I mean? So
Definitely.
you know, no one can really see this film and say negative stuff about it. Do you know what I mean? It'd be crazy.
And what about you? So I haven't forgotten about you. You know, how did you go through that journey of turning your life around? Because you wanted to escape that question.
I tried to. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. Boy, so it was a long road. Put it that way, man. You know, it was a long road, man.
But you're on the other side.
But I'm on the other side.
Once again.
You know. Thank you. You know. And I wish I could like say everything. Like, but it's just so long and complex, you know what I mean? But for sure, anyone, however bad your situation is, whether it's with police or in beef with them man or whatever it is, you can always come out of it. You can always, it's never ever so deep where you've got to go all the way to the end. You can go backwards, definitely. But when you're there, it's hard to think that way because everything's telling you, march on in this manner, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But if you just had a little bit of guiding light around you, you know what I mean, you'd be able to just think, just 1 second of thinking differently can change, you know what I mean, everything, your whole life. Because for me, it was literally 30 seconds of someone saying something to me which made me think about life in a whole different way. And then all the stuff that I used to think was long and rare, just, you know, I thought fast money was the right way and rare, you know, how it goes. And obviously, when you get a bit smarter, you got more knowledge.
Experience as well.
Experience. You know, you can understand that you can make money in mainstream society as well. You don't have to be in the underground, you know what I mean? There's loads of different people doing loads of different stuff, making money, living life, and happy, you know what I mean? So I'd love for everyone to be able to just see this type of, you know, life and change theirs too, do you know what I mean, to be fair.
And they will. Testament to Blue Story and the work that you men have put in, Rapman has put in, the production team, so on and so forth. They will see another side of life, especially coming from a place where so many people, as part of the film, have gone on that journey and they're portraying that journey in the film. So once again, it's authentic, right?
For sure.
But I want to break it up a little bit, as you guys saw from the first set with your ops.
Yeah.
We had a little treat for them. We got something for you guys too.
Okay.
Mr. Chin, we ready? Yo, can we get a round of applause for Mr. Chin? He's fed everybody here today, man. He's come through and fed everybody here today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you guys heard what this is, right? You're gonna run it over very quickly for them once again?
Yeah. So that's essentially Asian Caribbean infused bao. So I came up with the idea once, like traveling, going to like food festivals and things like that. I love like Asian food. And I thought, okay, we put two of the things I love together, and here you go.
Sick.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Mr. Chin, before you go, one more. Where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram tag is @MrChin's Kitchen. I do private events and things like that. So give me a shout.
I'm gonna follow you.
Jeez.
I'm gonna follow you now. You know, it's a bit of a cheat because I had like something of his earlier on, so I don't know if that's like, is that a bit of a cheat?
So you man know what to expect then?
Yeah, like, I knew it was
still
gonna
taste it,
be nice, you know what I mean? Like without even taking a bite.
Tell me about the flavours. Get into that Gordon Ramsay. Without all the swearing, obviously.
I was gonna say Well,
It's like the bread sweet,
yeah, and soft.
and then and then the chicken has got the kick in it as well. You get it, so it's doing it. It's a party.
Jeez.
It's a party.
Yeah, that's good. It's a rave, yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
So for you guys then, being part of the whole Blue Story, I'm gonna call it a movement because I feel like that's what it is right now. I feel like there's a lot of people behind it who aren't even part of it. What is, I guess, the most impressive part of that journey from you guys being involved on the inside? Because we don't get to see all of that stuff that goes on.
From rehearsals to it being a film.
Yeah.
Cause we was rehearsing in a room like this. Right, you know what I mean? It was like drama class and was rehearsing a bit, you know what I mean?
Literally.
Like obviously practicing some of the stunts, like some of the stuff that happens in the film. So obviously that, just practicing in a room like this, to seeing it on like
On a big screen.
big super screen. Like we had a screening today for the cast and crew. It was
Mad.
just insane, you know what I mean? Just
Mad.
insane, so.
Like the time I enjoyed the most on it though was the time that we was on set and we was actually filming, because just the energy that was on set, the buzz that we all had, like, and like we didn't have long to do it. But you know, like when everyone's working towards one common goal, like with the same energy, like good things happen. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what it was. Like, that's exactly, like, I can't explain it any other way than that. Like, and just working with your friends as well, like in an environment that you know that you're producing like good quality work. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It was a very good time on set.
I think
To be honest,
lied,
I've
actually.
seen you guys mingle outside of like the interview and outside of filming, etc., etc. And it seems like you guys have known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
And for some of you guys, it's the first time that you guys have been put in a room together, right?
Yeah, literally.
Literally, yeah.
That's amazing. You gonna say?
I think I was wrong earlier actually. It was from reading the script to it being a film. That's the most amazing bit of it actually. Because I read it.
It brings it to life.
Obviously, they've sent the script to me. You know that when they send you the script and
Get
it's
the
like,
whole script and then you read it through.
before we was reading only the bits that you're in. Do you know what I mean? And then when they send you like the whole script, and it's
Well,
like
we
it's
had to
got
read
your
through.
name like watermarked. I'm like, for these like they're all actors, so they've had all this stuff before. For me, it's just like everything's like, you know what I mean?
Mind blowing, yeah.
It's just like crazy. Do you know what I mean? So like reading it like that, and obviously I read sometimes, but I don't read books. And, do you know what I mean? Like whenever I sit down and read the whole script, do you know what I mean? Never
Yeah.
like. So doing that, and then knowing that I'm in there, like I'm gonna have to portray this, it was crazy. Like, do you know what I mean? That whole thing, like for me, was
How
insane.
does that feel
do you know
coming from
what
a
I mean?
place with no real acting experience in movies, etc., to then being in a place where now you have to portray this particular character for the first time ever in near enough one of the lead roles in the film?
Well, I don't know. You know, it was, to be fair, like I'm chatting with Callie, I'm chatting with Eric, like off screen, and they're just telling me bare different things about their experiences in acting. Then obviously I just take in from that what they're saying, do you know what I mean? And obviously we've done rehearsals and they'd seen me do the scenes before. So they're like, nah, you got this, man. Like, sometimes I'm like, wait, we got this scene coming up, man. What do you reckon? Like, but I don't, like, it's like I want to say to him, like, help me, like, but I don't even have to say to him, hey, help me, because he's got a whole different character that he's got to think about, and we're in the same scene. So me going up to him like 10 minutes before we're about to shoot and being like, hey, bro, like, this scene, should I say it like this? Should I do it like that? Obviously, you know what I mean? He's got his own thing to think about. So even that was.
Junior had it down from day one, like, and that's what he needed to. He needed to know that, and that's all it was. All it was
Yeah, I
was
think,
just confirmation.
that's
like,
what it was.
Well, he didn't need no help ever.
I'm trying to put myself in your shoes and think of taking a script and then jumping, and you've got that on a big screen now. I can't fathom how that must think and feel. Does it portray itself differently from how you read it on the screen, on the script, sorry, to seeing it on the screen?
Definitely, man. Definitely, because obviously it's just words on a page, like in the beginning. Obviously your imagination does a lot of it, but like when you see the vision that Rapman wanted to create, when you see the actual vision in its entirety, like, it's a madness. It's actually mad. It's a mad, like, obviously we watched the film again today, so like it's fresh in my mind.
Feelings
and, like,
fresh.
Yeah, like it's the film's crazy. Like, you all need to go and see it. 22nd of November. Do not miss it. I'm telling you.
That's big. That's big. So you guys, you know where to find that. 22nd of November, Blue Story. You can see Cali Best, you can see Junior Solokan, Mada and Killy. Not in real life, obviously, just in characters,
Yeah, just in
chasing down their ops.
Do we even do a lot of chasing down our ops?
Hey, it goes off, innit? I don't want to say nothing, man, but
Yeah?
you know.
It goes off.
It goes off.
I need to see it. But yo,
does.
you man, thank you so much for coming
Alright,
again, man.
love, bro.
It's been absolutely dope speaking to you.
Well, I'm coming for you. R.I.P. to all the innocent lives. I hope these youngers wake up and they start seeing the light.